And welcome to Season 4, Episode 1 of the Rebel Within podcast. This is Wild Bill. I have a topic today that's kind of controversial that I'm going to talk about. And I'm probably going to strike some chords and probably offend some people. And who knows in the process what may happen. But before I get to that topic, I just wanted to kind of let's catch up on a few things or whatever, and then we'll get into what I want to talk about. So it is February the 3rd, 2022. I haven't done a podcast since the 24th of November. I decided to take the last month or so of 2021 off just to kind of recharge my batteries, spend some time with family and friends, and catch up on some things that I needed to catch up on. So that's pretty much it. I'm kind of coming late into starting off late at the beginning of the year. I wanted to do a podcast earlier, but just things have just sort of kind of not led up to me doing this. But some actions have come up in the last probably week or so. This kind of spurred some of this on. And so there may be more than just one topic I might talk about today, but mainly it's going to be about the vaccine mandates and everything. So I guess buckle up and strap in, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So this episode is going to be titled "Vaccine Mandates." Okay. For those of you who do not know, there's been a lot of controversy and a lot of pushback and some protests and everything of not only in America but in Canada and stuff of people being mandated to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, first of all, I want people to understand I'm not a pro-vax and I'm not an anti-vax. I'm all about your choice. Okay. And some people may take that out of context too, but that's another topic for another day. Now, people have this notion out here that because you're mandated to take this vaccine, and because there's this disease out here or this virus out here called COVID-19, and you had the Delta variant, now you got the Omicron variant, and who knows what else going to come up. Who knows when this is going to end, right? But there's people out here who believe that you should be forced to do something that you don't want to do, okay? Or forced into a situation that you don't want to do for the good of mankind. Well, first of all, one of the topics I wanted to get into, there was a doctor, I want to say it was here in the Carolinas or maybe Georgia or somewhere, who refused to operate on a patient because he wasn't vaccinated. Now, you're a doctor and you took an oath to sit there and treat people and make people get healthy and everything, and you choose to be a doctor because that's what you want, but then you refuse to give medical treatment to someone who needs it, and I'm talking about like life-saving medical treatment, and you refuse to because they're not vaccinated. Okay. I believe right then and there, you should be stripped of all your medical license, your medical credentials. You should never be allowed to practice medicine anywhere in the continental and United States, or even in places like Hawaii or even Alaska, or even if you're like, even in American provinces and places like that. Okay. Let me tell you something. If Jesus Christ had walked the earth today, Do you think he'd not heal somebody if they wasn't vaccinated? No. He would heal someone. Hell, he even healed sinners and people who sinned. So these people need to get off their high horses and quit doing this crazy vaccination thing and making people try to take these mandates. Um, Now, I'm fixing to get into something controversial here. And some people say, well, you can't look at it this way. Hell, I can look at it any way I want to. Okay. Now, everybody knows that rape is wrong, and rape is, it's something that is forced upon someone that they don't want. It changes their lives and does all this stuff right here. Now, and pretty much rape is pretty much the you forcing yourself upon somebody and into someone or whatever against their will. But what's the difference between that kind of rape and being raped by a needle, being made to take something that you don't want to take because people say you should take it, and you could lose your job, you could lose your home, you could not be able to get die from life-saving medical treatment because people are refusing to give you medical treatment because you're not vaccinated. Okay. I don't know about you, but I have a right as a human being to refuse anything. When Jesus Christ died on the cross for people, he didn't make you get saved. He didn't say you have to get saved. He still left it as a choice. If you want to spend eternity with the Father, then you have to get saved and you have to get baptized to enter the kingdom of heaven. But you still don't have to. That's your choice. If you want to live a sinner's life and do all these things that you want to do and not get saved and not get baptized, when it comes to the end, from what I believe and what I read, you might not like the outcome. You might wind up in a hot place, and if you like hot places, then hey, you might feel right at home, But they're not going to have lemonade or iced tea or cold water or ice cream or air conditioning or nothing like that. I just want to go ahead and let you know all that stuff right now. And people might think I'm being an asshole by talking like this, but it's the truth. Okay. I'm glad to see in places like Canada and stuff, these truckers that are standing up and for their beliefs and not being vaccinated. And I hope that they don't drive, and I hope they don't take stuff across the border, and I hope that they don't deliver stuff when people start starving and start needing stuff that they need and they can't get it. Then maybe they'll start realizing that you can't take people's human rights away from them. Okay. People have to understand something, just because something is good for all of mankind doesn't make it right. Okay. That would be like if someone was to come up and say, hey, guess what? We're going to make all women take a thing to where they can no longer have kids or whatever because we don't need to populate the world no more. That's what's best for mankind. Do you know how many people will be standing up fucking going crazy over shit like that? But it's for the good of mankind, right? Okay. I'm getting back on the topic that I was talking about now. If the mask are doing its job and the vaccine is doing its job, then why are we still having people getting COVID? Why are we still having people being forced to take this vaccine? Okay, think about something, right? I was on the CDC website today, just kind of pecking around, looking, Now, the vaccine is supposed to help the symptoms be less and everything. And it's supposed to help the prevention of the spread, but it's not guaranteed. That still doesn't mean if you get the coronavirus that you cannot give it to someone else. Okay? Now, from what I'm getting, if you're fully vaccinated, they're recommending, they saying you don't have to wear a mask indoors, but if you're in crowded places indoors that you probably should wear a mask, and you don't have to wear one outdoors. But if you're in large gatherings of people outdoors, they want you to wear a mask. That's if you're fully vaccinated. Now, my thing is this, okay? If you're gonna get the coronavirus, you're gonna get it whether you're vaccinated or not, okay? And we all, whether people want to put this through their mind or whatever, there's one guarantee in life, and that is death. Okay? From the minute we are born till we come out of our mother's womb into this world, we are one step closer to death. Okay? Death is 100% guaranteed. There is no option. Now, most people want to die of natural causes. You know, most people would want to go peacefully, stuff like that. But truth to the matter fact, we still have a choice to a certain extent on how we die. Okay? Say you got stage 4 cancer. They tell you, well, you can get treatment or you can die. Some people chose, well, look, I don't want to go through all that. I just rather, end my time and go on and let the will be done. Okay? So that. Some people take their own lives, whatever. There's still a choice in that, right? So if I decide that I don't want to get vaccinated and I get the coronavirus and I die, guess what? That's my choice. Maybe I wanted to go out like that. You ever thought about that? But there's people out here who believe that, that you're a scumbag piece of shit if you don't get the vaccine. Okay? And it's something I don't understand. Like some of these people out here who had the coronavirus before there was a vaccine, and all these nurses and hospitals and doctors and everything took care of these people. They called them heroes, first responders. They called them heroes and stuff. But now there's the same exact people who had corona first, and those people that took care of them, if they don't get vaccinated, they want them people to lose their jobs because now they're not vaccinated. Well, I think they should have let you die. How's that one? Maybe they should have just refused you medical treatment because you had COVID. What do you think about that one? Right? Here's my thing, right? Okay. Some people try to say that the COVID-19 mandates and everything, they're not politicized. That none of this is politicized, but it is. And I'll give you an example how it's politicized, okay? I remember a lot of people out here running their mouth talking about when Donald Trump was in office and COVID hit, and when the vaccine first started rolling out, Trump was still in office. Donald Trump's president, I won't take that vaccine because ain't no telling what's in it and all that stuff. Donald Trump, had the people making that vaccine, you can't trust it and all that stuff. But now, some of those same people who were anti-vaccine are making people get the vaccination, firing people and discrediting people. All the same people who wouldn't took that vaccine when Donald Trump was president, but because Joe Biden won the 2020 election, now they'll take the vaccine. So what's the difference? It's still the same vaccine. It's still the same people manufacturing it. It's the still people that's coming up with the different vaccines for the variant. What's the difference? See, I'm going to tell you the difference, okay? Let's say Donald Trump would have won the 2020 election. Fair and square, no collusion, no Russia involvement, no Ukraine involvement. Let's just say he would have just wiped the floor with Joe Biden, okay? There would be less people vaccinated right now because they would have spent some kind of racial narrative that if you get vaccinated, oh, you're a white supremacist, or you have some kind of phobia, or you're this and you're that, or whatever. People be dying left and right. And they want to be blaming it on Donald Trump because people are not, they're dying. But see, now here's the funny thing. Those people that would have got vaccinated would probably be fired from their jobs, would probably be treated, wouldn't be allowed to eat in restaurants, because if you took the vaccine, it is a form of white supremacy. Okay. That's how they would have spent that narrative. You don't think I'm right? If you think I'm wrong, you're fucking bullshitting yourself, okay? That's just the way it is. All right? We all know that it's a bunch of bullshit. Now, I know people out there who don't want to take the vaccine and won't take the vaccine. My father is one of them. That's his choice. Whether he wants to take it or not, that's his choice. I'm not going to push him, tell him you need to take it, or, and now you got insurance companies out here that are dropping people off their insurance because they're not vaccinated. Come on, people. I think, and I think that karma is a bitch. And when you fuck with karma, you get what you've done to other people back. Like, I'm going to tell you something. If you mistreat somebody, or you have a friend or a family member and you won't have nothing to do with them because they're not vaccinated or anything like that, or you don't want them coming around because they're not vaccinated, well, I'm going to tell you something. If we do get past this COVID thing and we get on the other side, when you want something to do with them or you need them for something, I hope the fuck they turn you down. I hope them tell you, no, sorry, I'm not vaccinated. Or I'm not this, or I'm not that. Now, I don't care. I'm fixing to get into a subject here that's really going to piss some people off, but I don't really care, right? I'm going to throw some religious aspects into this, which I've already have, but still, okay? Now, you go read the book of Revelations. It talks about things to come. One of the things to come is the mark of the beast. And the mark of the beast is you'll get a mark on your forehead or on your arm or something like that. And without this mark, you're not allowed to go into certain places, not allowed to buy food, you can't spend money, or you have to do this and you can't do that and all that stuff. Don't that sound awful similar with COVID? Right? Proof of vaccination, these digital passports and stuff like this, or you can't fly here and you can't go there. You see what I'm saying? It's already happening. Okay? Are they not setting you up for the mark of the beast? Because the reason they're doing this is to see what people will submit to whatever it is they have coming. Guys, if you don't think the end of times are coming and they're coming quick, just sit back and look. Sit back and think. Go read the book of Revelations, okay? If you don't think the times are coming, because they are. It's the exact same thing. And there's some people out here that'll laugh at me and tell me I'm an asshole. And there's people tell me, oh, that's not happening and all that stuff. Really? Okay. When someone denies you medical treatment because you're not vaccinated, they could deny you treatment without the mark of the beast. They won't let you in certain restaurants. They won't let you go certain places. They won't let you cross the border without vaccinations. Some places won't even let you shop in their stores without a vaccination. The mark of the beast is the same thing. If they're not preparing people for the end, wake up, people. The end is near, okay? And if you're not right with the Lord, you need to get right, okay? And I've told people a million times, I have, knock on wood, I haven't had COVID. Don't want COVID. But I'm not scared of dying, okay? Because if you're right with the Lord, You don't have to worry about COVID. Okay? I'm not here to brag, and I'm not here because, I mean, I could get COVID tomorrow. I could get COVID today. Okay? Have I been vaccinated? Yes, I have. And if I would have knew things now, like I did back at the beginning last year, I probably wouldn't have got vaccinated. But I did it because of my parents' health problems. And now I'm sort of in that range of I'm having some health problems myself. But I'm not worried about me. Okay? It's not about me. It's about them. And some people say, well, that's the reason why people should get vaccinated. Look, I don't care what it is. The vaccination should always have been and should always be a choice, not a mandate. When people start making you do things against your will and making it so you can't live and you can't have rights under human rights under God, that is when things are fucked up. Okay? There's people out here that call themselves Christians who think Corona is greater than God. Sorry, you're not a Christian. Okay? You're not a true believer. There's people out here that don't want God to save them. They want mankind to save them because acknowledging that there's a God, acknowledging that he could take COVID away from them, is so they can keep living their sinful lives, and they can sit there, keep doing the thing they're doing, playing the ignorant game. But when they die, they're gonna realize, oh shit, I should have made different choices for myself. Now I'm gonna be hot, hot, hot. Gonna like it, hot, hot, hot. You know what I'm saying? Some people might take that as I'm being jokey, but I'm not. I'm being awful fucking serious. Okay? There's people out here who just, they want mankind to save them from everything. There's a quote in the Bible that says, you have not or you get not because you ask not. Right? God wants you to ask him for things. Okay? All mankind has to do is get down on their knees, pray, and pray sincerely and mean it from their heart for God to get rid of COVID, and COVID would be gone. But mankind doesn't want to do that because they enjoy living their lives as sinners. They enjoy the debauchery. They enjoy doing all these things that they do because living a righteous life is boring, okay, to them. That is why they don't want to acknowledge that God exists. Okay. That's why they want man to save them from COVID, not God. Okay. But the whole point behind this thing is, right, more people need to stand up against vaccine mandates. Hell, they should stand up against mask mandates. Because truthfully, if the masks were doing what they wanted them to do, less people would have COVID. If the vax was really helping as much as they say it was, a lot less people would have COVID because you can still get COVID with the vaccine. You may not pass, it may not be as easy to pass it along, okay? But there's still chances you could pass COVID on even if you're vaccinated, okay? So that's just like getting the flu. And even though I had a flu shot and say I still wind up getting the flu later on, right? I could still pass that flu on to someone else. Okay? That's the whole thing about it. It's just like with any other thing, okay? You can let people rule your lives if you want to. Go right on ahead. But I have a human mankind right stowed upon me by God and Jesus and the creator of this world of a choice, not a have to. Okay? I still have a choice. And it's all about choice. And it should always be about choice, not making someone do something that they don't want to do just because they say it's good for mankind. Hell, there might be a lot of things good for mankind, but you don't see them making people do these other things, do you? You don't see them. You know what's good for mankind? Christianity. Getting saved, going to church, living a righteous life. They're not making you do that. Actually, they're trying to get rid of God. What's that take? Right? So think about it, people. It's all a ploy. I'm not saying COVID's not real, because it is. I've known people who've had it. I've known people who've died from it. And God bless their souls. And I hope that, no one has to go through what they went through. I would love to see COVID gone tomorrow. I really do. Remember, I'm not anti-vax. I'm not pro-vax. It should be a choice. And that's all that it is. Just like with anything else. If you get cancer, hell, you could, you may not could actually breathe on somebody and give them cancer. But if you didn't know you had cancer, and say, like, maybe your husband and wife or something, and, you could probably through sex or something like that, you could probably spread cancer to them. I know that, cancer genes and all other kind of stuff are spread through people by their DNA and their genes and stuff like that. Here's the thing, right? I'm telling you right now, okay? Whether you got cancer or whether it's whatever, it's your choice to whether you want to live with it, die from it, or get a vaccine, or if it's chemo or radiation or whatever it is. It's your choice. There is no you have to. Why does there have to be a mandate for a vaccine? Okay? And mask. Especially making kids wear masks who don't understand. Do you realize that you're stifling their childhood? Do you realize that you're taking away a part of their childhood that should be happy and cheerful and playing with other kids like normal kids like we did when we came up, right? Do y'all realize that y'all are taking that away from them? And when they grow up and they're messed up in the head, you go, oh, what's wrong with them? Because you made them wear a mask and get vaccinated and all that shit. That's what's wrong with them. I could probably talk about 1,000 more things, but that's mainly what I wanted to talk about today was the vaccine. There's some more headline news that I might talk about later, but I want to kind of see where that plays out. And one other thing, I heard on YouTube this morning through a country cast that there's a big name country artist who fired one of their bandmates because they didn't get vaccinated. And I'm hoping it's not somebody that I like, because I might have to quit listening to them. And so, that's just the way it is. But all right, guys, I'm fixing to go. But I just want to say that hopefully here short and soon, once I find out about this other news, that I may go on and do another podcast here soon. So, so take it easy. Have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day. May God bless all of you. This is Wild Bill for the Rebel Within podcast, signing off, saying later.